it's Kimberly, and today we are going to be doing a video that I have seen a ton of YouTubers do before. I don't know who the original person was to do this video, but I do know that I personally saw Paige Corin do it with a bunch of different brands, and I just thought it would be a lot of fun. I've seen a bunch of other YouTubers do it, but honestly I don't know who it started from, so whoever it did, you can have your credit. This is not my idea, but today I am going to be ranking all of my Jefree Star Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes. I even got a sweatshirt on today because I figured, why not? If we're gonna do the thing, let's do it all. So yeah, I have almost all of Jefree Star's palettes. The only two I don't have are his originals, so I don't have Beauty Killer and I don't have Androgyny. I do want to get them because I am a big fan. I mean, if you've seen any of my videos, you know, I am a big fan of Jefree Star. Not just him as a person, but I'm a big fan of his cosmetic line. I think that he does great and very consistent work, so I really do enjoy it. So yeah, I have everything else. I'm not going to be including the Jefree Star X Morphe palette because I want to do Jefree Star Cosmetics palettes. No, like, his palette specifically. I don't want to do a Morphe palette. So that being said, yeah, I'm just going to go through. I'm going to rank them from my least favorite to my favorite. So I believe I have 9 palettes over here. So we're just going to go from number 9 all the way to number 1. So I have probably a very unpopular opinion here for what I put in my number 9 spot, my least favorite palette of Jeffree's. And that is Blue Blood. Don't get me wrong. Awesome palette, awesome packaging, awesome marketing. I just am not a blue eyeshadow kind of girl. So this is what the inside of the palette looks like for those who don't know. And I gotta be honest, I love the formula of Jeffree's eyeshadows. I think they're fantastic. I think they've got lots of pigment. They blend great. They're just like my favorite eyeshadows to use. So I think the quality of this palette is amazing. Don't get me wrong. I'm just basing my judgments pretty much based off of the color story, almost completely, because I think that the quality is extremely consistent from one palette to the next. I don't ever really get a shadow that I'm disappointed in. But this is just not my color story. It's not. I got this palette in a mystery box of his, which I'm so happy that he does mystery boxes because it allows me to complete my collections, because I don't think I would ever pay full price for this just because I know I'm not gonna grab blue eyeshadow. I'm just not that person. I think it's beautiful, and there are some shades in here I really love, like this shade right here. Oh, I'm blinding you guys. This shade right here. It's called Crystal Flesh. It's gorgeous. I mean, I've got tons of swatches on my hands, but look at, so pretty. So like that's a really pretty shade. I mean, you can definitely do a neutral look. We've got this shade over here, Wealthy, and then Celebrity Skin. That's gorgeous. Untouchable and Priceless, and then Cullinan over here. This like champagne-y off-white color. Beautiful colors. And you definitely can do a neutral look. However, it's a very blue-heavy palette, and I don't ever think I'm gonna reach for this palette to do a neutral look, you know, and so that's why it holds my number 9 spot. Okay, so next in my number 8 spot, again, might be, I don't know, I feel like my rankings might differ quite a bit from other people. Maybe not, but I think they do. So my next one in number 8 is going to be the Shane Dawson collaboration with Jeffree. It's going to be the Mini Controversy palette. So again, quality of the shadows is there for sure. This is the palette right there. Beautiful palette, right? The layout is so nice. Those imprints are so fun. But 2 of the shades in here are blues. And like I said, I just don't wear blue on my eyes. I just don't. So actually 3 of the shades are blues because this is like a pastel blue, and then like a retro blue, and then a shimmery one. I'm just not a blue person. And for 3 of the 9 shades to be blue, I just feel like there's not as many different looks I can make out of this just because it's a 9-pan palette and I'm not a big fan of all of the shades. That being said, I love Crying on My Couch and I love My Boyfriend's Purse. I'm a purple wearer, but I feel like I have a lot of purples, so I don't, one purple, these two purples, this lilac-y purple, I feel like this isn't enough for me to do a full purple moment. So I just feel like if I pick up this one, I'm gonna have to pick up another palette. So for that reason, I just don't feel, you know, My Apology is also a beautiful shade, but it's like, there's no rules to makeup, but personally, I usually do a darker color, a darker matte color in the crease, and then usually my shimmery shade is like the same tone or a little lighter, and there's no matte in this palette that's darker than this to kind of build up the crease, and this is a shimmery shade, so I feel like, again, I have to kind of grab another palette. So I just feel like as a standalone palette, this isn't one of my favorites for the color scheme. And this shade right here is gorgeous, but it's in the Conspiracy palette, so I wouldn't grab it for this. I would just grab the Conspiracy palette, you know? So yeah, I just feel like the color story isn't super strong on its own, but the shadows, again, beautiful, beautiful quality, and I think they did a really great job. But the mini controversy takes my number 8 spot. So coming in at number 7 is going to be the Alien palette. Now, I got this palette in the Valentine's Day mystery box, and I was so excited to get it because he, I believe, discontinued this palette, and I didn't yet have it. So this is the Alien palette, super cool packaging, but I will say kind of annoying because these eyes are 3D and they're cool, but it makes it hard to like stack in my drawers. So small detail, but you know, everything matters. And then this is the palette on the inside. How cool is that? Now, I'm not a super big into green shades, but it's not many green shades. I feel like there's a lot of different shades in this palette and a lot of different neutral looks that you can make of different undertones, you know, because they have like peaches, orange undertones, they have cool undertones and all different types of tans and caramel kind of colors, so I love that. And they've got a good even mix of like shimmers and mattes. I just feel like this is fun. You've got your fun alien greens. This purple is everything. Love that purple. Again, I'm a purple wearer. That's really not enough for me to do like a purple look because this is one purple shadow, but I do love that purple shadow. Yeah, but I feel like I've done some fun looks, and I did do a green look with this once, and I loved it, which was weird because I didn't think, like, that was the very first time I've ever put green on my eyes, and I have green eyes, so I thought it would just kind of be kind of weird, but I actually really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, because this is kind of like a limited edition, I mean, it's not limited edition, but because he discontinued it, I am definitely happy that I have my hands on it. So yeah, I didn't want to put it completely at the bottom because I do love it. I haven't used it a whole ton, but I do want to because the color story, in my opinion, is really pretty. It's not the most exciting, in my opinion, because I wear like a lot of purple, pink, red, orange, like that. This is more a little like neutral in my mind, but it is really pretty. So yeah, that's number 7. So number 6 is the palette that I actually think people are going to disagree with me the most on, and that is Blood Sugar. This is so hard for me. So Blood Sugar was actually the very first Jefree Star palette I ever purchased. So this is my very first purchase from Jefree Star Cosmetics. And don't get me wrong, I love this palette. It's pretty much what I've been saying. I like all my palettes. There's not a single Jefree Star palette that I have that I don't like. You know, they're all great. But this one kind of holds like a special place for me since it was the first one. And there it is right there. I don't know why there's like moisture on the mirror where the shades were. Whatever. So this is this palette right here. And I love this palette because I love red eyeshadow. It's one of the colors that I really like. I was teetering putting this higher, but you know what? I just felt like I couldn't because it's gorgeous. It has a bunch of shades I love, but it is very monochromatic. And I feel like some of the other palettes are more well-rounded, and so I feel like I could take them with me and get lots of different looks. This, I mean, not like you can't get lots of different looks from this, but being that it's all in the red family, I feel like you can get looks that are different, but they're all very similar, you know? You can't, like, play too much in here. Like, it is just kind of red. There are definitely some pretty neutrals. You can do a look that doesn't have red in it. But yeah, I love this palette, and they are such rich reds. But I just feel like I have some palettes in this stack that I love more, you know? So yeah, this is a gorgeous palette. And like I said, I debated putting it higher, but I think that I'm going to keep this one at my number 6 spot. Number 5 is a super exciting palette. It is the Mini Breaker palette. I love this palette. So the Jawbreaker collection was the very first collection I ever bought from Jeffree when I bought it, like, the launch. You know, this was the very first, like, launch I got from Jeffree, which is so exciting to be part of the hype. And it is this beautiful 9-pan palette right here. You can see I've, like, put my finger all over that one. This color right here is one of, I would say, my top 3 Jefree Star shadows ever. I love this shade right here, Oral. It is, like, so pretty. Let me see if I can swatch it for you. Oh my gosh, do you see that? So it's like this really pretty, like, purple blue shift. And because I love doing purple eyeshadow, that is like my favorite lid shade. And when I put it on my eyes, every time people are always asking me, oh my gosh, what is on your eyelids? That is so cool looking. So I just love that duochrome. That's my favorite eyeshadow. That being said, I don't ever open this palette and use a different color. I open this palette a lot, but it's really for that shade, you know? And other purples that surround it to help it wit out, but I, like, don't think I've ever even touched this Orange Crush shade. I really like this slice, but I have a lot of golds that I like, you know? I feel like it's not quite, I don't know, like, it's just not crazy exciting, like this shade Oral is. Oh my gosh, so exciting. But yeah, I love this palette. I feel like this is, for a 9-pan palette, you can get more looks out of it, because you can do a purple, you can lean more on the pink, you can do like an orangey, or you can do just like a neutral kind of shade. I think that there is a lot of versatility in this. However, personally, when I buy a palette, I'm here for the palette, you know? I love to have a lot of different shades in my palette and to really be able to play around. I think that is, like, so fun. And when I see smaller eyeshadow palettes, my creativity kind of gets a little stumped. I feel like I don't see as many possibilities when there are less shadows. I know that's not everybody. That's just me personally. So I feel like that's why I have a hard time ranking this higher, because I just know that when I use this palette, I don't get a lot of different looks out of it. You know, I kind of love to use this palette because I love the look I get out of it, but I do the same look over and over when I use it. So yeah, that's why this one's at number 5, but because it's a 9-pan palette, it's definitely a cheaper option. And if you are looking for a Jefree Star palette to get and you can't spend a lot of money, I definitely recommend this one over the Mini Controversy, which are his 2 mini palettes. And if you like purple, that shade Oral is not going to disappoint. It is like the coolest purple I've ever had, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, I definitely recommend this palette, but it is coming in at number 5. Alright, so palette number 4 is probably going to be the most anticipated palette of 2019. Honestly, probably the most anticipated makeup product I've ever seen before. And that is the Conspiracy palette. And I don't know a single person that doesn't know what this is and was not watching the whole season, getting ready for the launch. Even people that don't wear makeup were excited about this and bought this. So it was definitely like a moment. And don't get me wrong, love it. I keep saying that, but I do. I love it. But I didn't think it was as exciting. Like, this is not my number 1. It's high up there. It's number 4. But I feel like with time, I liked this palette more. Honestly, I watched the whole season, was super excited because I love Jeffree, but I also love Shane. I love Shane so much. I watch all of his videos. He came out with a video today. I already watched it as soon as I saw it. I love watching Shane's videos. But I didn't know what to expect. I didn't think Shane was, like, really into the whole makeup thing or how well he was going to be at putting together a color story. And when I first saw it, I was kind of like, oh, well, that's cool. I don't know if I'm going to use it that much, but it's all right. And honestly, I've used it a lot more than I thought I was going to. So, used it kind of recently. So this is the palette. For those of you who don't know what it looks like, I feel like everybody knows what it looks like, but there you go. And yeah, it's just, it confused me at first because there's a lot of different things, but I feel like that's what I like about it now. You know, like I was saying with the Nyan Pan palette, it's kind of, you only get so many options. There are a lot of options in this, and at first it's like a little overwhelming, but when you break it down, it's like, it's actually really nice. The whole first row is like neutral heaven, you know, love that. Can do, okay, this shade right here, are you kidding me? This is Just a Theory. It is so creamy. It is so pretty. Look at this. What? That is like the most gorgeous reflection and just like perfect for everyday shimmer. Love that. And then the second row is all really fun pops of color, or like, I feel like if you're going to a festival, that's like fun. Party row, love that. And then the bottom row is just so like romantic and like holiday. You know, I feel like Christmas, I feel like holiday parties, dinners, that kind of a thing. It's just like very sultry almost, you know? So I love that. And there's just some like crazy fun things in here. And even this shade, Pigment, I feel like you can make it really fun, or you can put a wash of it like kind of in the crease and then add some more neutrals. And it just kind of like gives a little like blushing tone to your, I don't know, it's just really pretty. And I do feel like there's a lot of versatility in this palette. I really love it. I love using, you know, Pigment with, what is this, Tannicon and My Pills, and making just like a pretty pink wash neutral. I love going in with Pigment and then going really in deep in the crease with this shade, Not a Fact, and making it more of like a dark berry kind of blown out look. I feel like there's so much you can do. This shade right here, Diet Cola, beautiful silver. Let me see if I can give you a little swatch of that. Like, look at that. Like, bam. Are you kidding me? That is like beautiful silver. So I feel like there's a lot of versatility in this palette. And again, I feel like when I first looked at it, I was like, oh, it's all right. But the more I used it, the more creative I was, and I was really able to make some awesome looks with this palette. And although I don't reach for it every day, I do feel like every time I reach for it, I am pleasantly surprised, and I really enjoy the outcome I get with it. So yeah, this is going to be my number 4 palette. So my number 3 palette was always my favorite palette until a couple months ago. So my number 3 palette is the Jawbreaker palette. I have loved this palette so much. Again, this was like the first launch that I was a part of with Jeffree, and it's a huge palette. Look at that. Isn't that like crazy? That is like a, what, 4x6? Yeah, are you kidding me? That's 24 pans. That is so awesome. Again, you can see these kinds of like pinky shimmery shades. I love those. I feel like that's just perfect for on the lid for like a neutral. I love like a champagne, flesh tone, pinky kind of shimmer. Instead of going for like a true gold or a true silver. I just love that. But this is just so fun. This is so fun. I feel like if I want to get inspired and be creative and do something colorful, like, you just can't not, you know? Like, look at this palette. And honestly, when I got it, I was kind of like a little stumped to use it because it is very all over the place. When you look at it, there's not like a rhyme or reason for like how the shades are placed down. It feels very like chaotic. Some people are able to pull a lot of inspiration from that. Me personally kind of struggle with that. I like to have like a little bit of structure or guidance to my makeup, but it is gorgeous. And I gotta tell you, I pull this palette out and just sit it on my vanity and just look at it. I can just look at this eyeshadow palette for like ever and just stare at it. I just think it's so beautiful. I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what it is. I just can't get enough of it. I just feel like the way it really does look like paint splatter, like the Jawbreaker. It's just like exciting to look at, and it's just like nostalgia. I don't know what it is, but literally I could probably never use this palette again and still rank it so high because I just love looking at it. That is so ridiculous that now that I hear myself saying that, but it's true. And I do like to use it for pops of color, like when I want to do something fun. I don't know, like, I feel like if you're one of those makeup artists, I do this in my spare time because my boyfriend encourages me to, and I have fun doing it, but I would, like, not post something like this because I'm terrible at it. But you know those makeup artists who, like, literally do, like, really creative makeup, like, not wearable, anything's wearable if you want it to be, but not, like, regular makeup. They, like, literally draw, like, cartoons and, like, pictures on their face. So cool. I feel like this is a great palette for something like that because you have so many strange tones, you know, that you don't find in other eyeshadow palettes. So I feel like it's really cool for that. I did a little look this winter, holiday season, with my boyfriend, and I drew like string lights, like Christmas lights on my face, and I feel like this was a fun palette where I could like fill them in a little bit and make them. I used usually a little bit of like liquid liner if I had, or Jefree Star's liquid lipsticks to make the light bulbs, but then taking these colors and whatever color the light bulb was to kind of like blur around the edges so it looked like it was glowing. I feel like it's just really, really versatile, and I feel like if you do creative looks or if you're just a colorful girl or boy, colorful person, and you like to do colorful looks like that, I feel like this is a perfect palette. I love it, and just the sheer amount of shades that you get is amazing. So yeah, this is my number 3 palette. So my last 2 palettes, I struggled picking a winner. I really did. I struggled so hard because these are seriously my favorite too. And I don't know if I'm going to regret this, but my second favorite palette, my number 2 spot, is going to go to Thirsty. I love this palette. I got this palette in, I want to say it was the Christmas mystery box. Yeah, I got this palette, and ever since I got it, I like love the crap out of this palette. I use it so much. It's just like amazing. And I believe this is another one that he was discontinuing. And when I kind of found that out after, I believe it's no longer on his website. And I went on his website when I kind of heard this, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's already gone. Because I would have bought it back up. I'm not kidding. I love this palette. I use these shades so much. I love this all over the lid, and then this all over the crease, and then either of these on the lid. Oh my gosh, these like glittery shades are everything. I can't even explain it to you. Here is the shade Snatched. Are you kidding me? I just barely dipped my finger in there. What? It is just like chock full of glitter. It is so creamy, so pretty. Let's see. And then this, where are we going? This is Plunge. What? It's just gorgeous. Like, these shades are just gorgeous. And I can't get over it. I don't know why he would discontinue that. I mean, I guess people aren't buying it, but no. No. I don't know why I waited to get this in a mystery box. I don't know why I didn't buy it myself. And if I could buy a second one, I would. This palette is so pretty. I feel like these shades look great on the crease. They're fun and funky and pop, but they're also very like wearable. You know, they're not crazy colors. Like a little peachy going with a light hand. It just kind of makes your eyes look awake. It looks like summertime. It's just like, it's everything. Obviously, I don't touch these 2 shades very much because I said I'm not very into blue. But besides that, I mean, the whole palette is like neutral, but like elevated. You know, it's neutral, but it's like takes it there. I just feel like that's what I like. I like colors, but I only like colors that are easy to pull off, you know? I feel like red is easy to pull off. I feel like purple is easy to pull off. Like, and I know people think purple, pink, red, that's like, ooh, crazy, but it's really not. Like, purple is so much easier to wear than like green, you know? I don't know. I just feel like it is. I feel like green is, because I'm a hairdresser, so I like think of people's hair too, and like people would much rather dye their hair purple than green. You know what I mean? People would much rather dye their hair red because red is I mean, I know when you dye your hair red, it's like sometimes it's like crazy fire engine red, but red can be a natural hair color, you know? You can be like a gingery, strawberry blonde kind of a red. So just intensifying it doesn't feel as crazy as blue, because there ain't no shade of blue that people are born with on their head, you know? So I feel like those kinds of colors kind of apply like to your makeup. It's a little bit more, like, it's a little bit more difficult if you're a neutral person to go there than it is to go to like a pink or a red, you know? I feel like, or an orange. I feel like those are warm, and you could mix a brown over top of them and just kind of make a red brown. Nobody really likes a blue brown, you know? So I don't know, but that being said, love this palette. So with that being said, I guess you can guess what the #1 spot is, and yes, it is my Bloodlust palette. This is what I have on my eyes right now. I have been loving this palette and forcing myself to not use it. I decided to use it today because this is literally what the whole video is about, but when I film other videos, I just want to use this palette, and I'm forcing myself not to because we gotta give some other palettes some love. I got all these palettes. I got drawers full of palettes, and I can't just be using one of them. I gotta rotate, no matter how much I want to. But this is the Bloodlust palette right here. So for those who don't know, this is Jeffree's latest launch. So this is what just came out, and it is gorgeous. I love it so much. It is a purple themed palette, but unlike Blood Sugar and Blue Blood, the sisters, those are very monochromatic to me, and this is not. I expected it to be monochromatic, kind of wanted it to be monochromatic just because purple is my favorite eyeshadow color, so I wasn't going to be upset about it. I was very excited. When I saw this, I was a little let down because purple, I just wanted all the purples, but when I got this, I realized how I was totally wrong. This is exactly how it was meant to be. This is perfect because it takes purple and it elevates it to a whole new level. It takes purple and it makes it more interesting. So yeah, this is my favorite shade right here. This is Royal Pain, and it's not even a purple shade, but it's like this, I don't know, like dusty, rosy kind of color, and I feel like blending the edges I did on my eyes today with that color and then putting like a purple a little bit deeper in the crease, it just like smokes the purple out so nice and makes it blend into your skin so nice. So love that. And then I have, let's see, I have High King and Vivid Mood in my crease, and then I have Blood Queen like really deep on the corner, and I took a little bit of Dungeon along the lash line, and then Pink Magic all over the lid. And then in the very center of the lid, I patted a little bit of the Extreme Frost. I don't remember what the name of it was, but it's the purple Extreme Frost. Let me grab it. It's the Extreme Frost in, Choking on Ice. So I took that and just kind of put it on the center and on the inner corner. And then on the lower lash line, which this is something I don't ever do because I don't really do green, blue, kind of whatever. I took Vile Serpent, this teal color, and put that on the lower lash line. And then I just blended it out with a little bit of the Scandal Water. Scandal Water is like a blue periwinkle kind of shade, and I actually love it because it blends the purples out again really beautiful. Instead of using this one, Royal Pain, sometimes I'll use Scandal Water if I want a really cool tone, Royal Pain if I want the purples to lean a little more warm tone. So I just feel like there's a lot of versatility in this palette, and you can really take purples and just kind of push them into whatever corner you kind of want it to be in. And I think that is so cool. And for a purple lover like me, this is just my dream palette. I love it so much, and I don't know if Jeffree will be able to top this, but I guess we'll see. He's supposed to be having a launch in the end of April, but with all the craziness in the world, who knows what's gonna happen. But I'm always looking forward to it because I love the Jeffree formula. I love Jefree Star Cosmetics, everything he makes, love it. But yeah, so that is my ranking of all of my Jefree Star Cosmetics palettes. Let me know what your order would be and if it's different from mine. I would love to hear it. And yeah, if you've never tried a Jefree Star palette and you want to, I highly recommend. The quality is amazing and I do not think you'll be disappointed. Whatever color story fits you best, I think will be amazing for you. So yeah, if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!